Good morning, this is Dustin with Orlando Painters. www.orlandopainters.net. We are here in the Cypress Lakes development of Chiliota, Florida. We're at the Perez residence. We're painting the entire exterior of this house. This is the original paint. This house is 5 years old, just built 5 years ago. Look at the paint on the house. Unbelievable. Tons and tons of stucco cracks. This side isn't too bad here. It's got a couple, 3, 4 cracks here or so. I'll take you around the back and show you how many cracks are on this house. It's unbelievable. So we're getting this house all prepped up. It was pressure washed yesterday morning. We've got a few guys here today and we're getting this all prepped. Getting all the windows plastic off with our 3M masking film. I like to use the clear. It allows all the sunlight to still go in the house as we're working. Because the plastic will be up for a couple days and I just want to allow the sunlight to be in the homeowner's house, and so it doesn't look like some dark cave in there. But stucco cracks are unbelievable on this house here. This is obviously an elastomeric paint that was applied to this house. I'm not sure who the manufacturer was. Look up there. Now, normally, if I came to a house and bid it and I seen this many cracks on the house, I would apply a waterproofing coating to the house. Never an elastomeric paint, but a waterproofing coating, like Loxon XP from Sherwin-Williams. Now, Loxon XP, you know, all waterproofing coatings, the color retention is not as good as your top of the line premium paint. However, your top of the line premium paint isn't a waterproofer. The nice thing about waterproofers are that they bridge cracks, they hide surface imperfections, so it's nice to use it for that. But they don't have, like elastomeric paint is, I can't tell you how many times a week I talk to customers and they're saying, oh, I want elastomeric, I want elastomeric. I don't know who goes around telling everybody this stuff. I don't know if it's like the big box stores like, you know, Home Depot or Lowe's trying to sell their elastomeric paint. But everyone knows in the painting business that elastomeric paint fades so unbelievably fast. It's not even worth putting on a structure. You start to see fading in about 18 months, you'll start to see fading with elastomeric paint. Now with other waterproofing coatings, like such as Loxon XP, you know, you'll get 4 or 5 years and you'll start to see fading. That's just, you have to be honest with customers when you're talking to them and selling a job. I mean, what's the purpose of having a customer call you in 4 or 5 years screaming and yelling at you that their paint job, you know, the paint on their house is fading? But you just be honest up front and you don't have to worry about that. Elastomeric paints fade really, really, really fast, and they're generally not very water or vapor permeable. Loxon XP, like from Sherwin-Williams, they also have a Loxon XP IR reflective. I think it's supposed to have a little better color retention. That's breathable. It's vapor and water permeable. The problem with this house here, like I'll get back to my original point, when I see a house like this right here with all these cracks, I will say, well, we need to go with like Loxon XP. It's a thick waterproofing coating. It's gonna hide all these cracks. You patch the cracks, it hides them a lot better because it's thick paint. So it's gonna hide all the surface imperfections. But the problem with this house is, and I can show you, I don't know how well you can see this with this camera, but these little lines right here, all these little wiggly lines all over the place. Whenever you see that on a house, it's called roping. And you'll know that you have a waterproofing coating on the house. Now the problem is if I went to apply another waterproofing coating over this house, because I wanted to put a waterproofing coating on to camouflage all these patch marks on the house, now I just made the house non-breathable. If you put 2 coats of a waterproofing coating on your house, you're going to notice that your house is not going to be able to breathe. It has to breathe. You're going to start getting bubbles. A lot of times you can poke the bubbles open and water will pour out of them. The house is not vapor or water permeable anymore. And I know this firsthand. I've been doing this for 27 years. I'm 3rd generation. It's all our family's ever done, been in the painting business. So we have contracts with TG Lee and Orange County Water Plants and UCF and all this stuff. And through the years, all their structures, all their water tanks, you'll see all my videos. So I've got tons of videos on this subject. And through the years, you know, these commercial properties, they'll, you know, they have to paint the structures like every 7 years. That's in, you know, usually in county contracts. And they, you know, through the years, they kept putting on waterproofing coating over waterproofing coating over waterproofing coating, and everybody thinks that, you know, hey, put elastomeric paint on or put a waterproofing coating on because it's thick. But the problem is people didn't do their due diligence. And you got people that are up above that really do not know anything about paint making decisions. And they just say, oh yeah, put the same product on, put that waterproofing coating on. Well, you can't keep putting waterproofing coating over waterproofing coating. You can't keep doing that. You make everything non-breathable. Then you create all kinds of problems. You got bubbles and flaking paint and peeling paint and stuff. So here I had no choice but to go. We saw these cracks. I told her, you're gonna have tons of cracks on your house. You gotta patch the cracks. Just pay a little more attention to the cracks. Smooth them out a little bit more, so when you do put your top of the line premium paint over the top of it, you don't see them so much, because I've got tons of videos on patching cracks as well. And we can camouflage these cracks like nobody else. When you got that many cracks, sometimes it's hard to camouflage them all. And what I mean is, you know, you can kind of see from a distance, you can see where the patches are at, because you're, you know, ultimately you're changing the existing texture that's on the house. Like you see you got the texture here of the stucco, but then you got your patching compound, so you're gonna have a little bit of a different texture there. So a lot of times that'll show up after you paint over the top of it. But you can see in my other videos I can put the camera right up on top of a patch mark that we painted, and you cannot tell the difference. And I've got, you know, many videos, YouTube videos on that. So we patch the cracks the right way, and we minimize the sight of any patch marks after you paint. So but we're using a Sherwin-Williams Resilience satin on the exterior. On the fascia and soffits, we'll go with an industrial product on the fascia and soffits on that metal. I like to put it, when we do fascia and soffits, I like to go a little glossier. I don't like to go satin. The glossier you can go on the metal fascia and soffits, the cleaner they'll stay. That's kind of nothing special about that. You know, if you make something glossy, things don't stick to glossy things as much as they do to like a flat thing. So we definitely like to step it up on the fascia and soffits, go with more of a gloss, and I don't go with regular paint, I go with an industrial coating. It makes it super hard and durable, and it makes it, you know, nice and slick and glossy. It looks like, and the way we spray it, it looks like you just had these fascia and soffits installed yesterday afternoon. They have a nice, perfect, smooth, glossy, factory-like finish. You take a lot of pride in that. And houses like this too, there's no gutters on this house, and gutters are great to have. But most of these houses, you end up getting out runoff from the shingles, and it goes across your fascia and it leaves those black lines on your fascia. Well, I don't know, they're probably not getting gutters anytime soon here, so I like to use the industrial coating, make it glossy, make it slick, make it real hard, so when they do get runoff, it doesn't stick to the fascia as much. So, a little trick that we like to do. I appreciate you watching this short video. I was just trying to, I know I kind of went on and on here with this video, but I just like to really explain certain things and processes to you know, our customers out there, and potential customers out there. If you ever, anyone, you know, you ever have any questions, feel free to call me. My name is Dustin with Orlando Painters. Our number is 407-267-5886. Always have my phone on me. Feel free to call if you ever have any questions about anything I talk about. Feel free to call anytime. I can go over anything you need answered and help you out with anything you need. I appreciate it. Wednesday afternoon, May 24th, I believe it is. And the house is all completely prepped and sealed. And she's actually got to get her colors approved this afternoon. So we'll probably, after we get this house prepped, cleaned up, I'll let the guys go from here and go join another crew on another job, and then we'll come back here tomorrow and get cranking on this one, and we'll be done on Friday. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of the week.